I mean, this thing is nuts, and it just laid it down. I just can't even imagine the winds that were up here. I'm a little nervous about what our property is gonna look like. Natural disasters can happen any place and any time. We actually have a ranch up in northern Idaho. We just had a huge windstorm come through and tear through and just rip out trees. I had neighbors reach out to me and say, Ryan, it's bad and you gotta get up here. So we're gonna jump in the truck and we're gonna drive up there. Now I gotta tell you, this drive is probably one of the most beautiful drives. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. So come with me, let's go up and see just how bad it is. This is nuts. The wind has ripped through here. Well, I want you guys to look outside there. Take a quick look there. How much the wind just came through here and snapped trees. It's shocking me. We have some monster trees up here. This tree right here is probably over 100, 150 years old. And if you follow me up, and you can see, that thing's about 150 feet tall. Now I want you guys to see what this windstorm did. 50 to 90 mile an hour winds took that tree and did that. So the winds, man, these things came whipping through here anywhere from 50 to 90 miles an hour. I'm gonna stand here. I mean, this thing is nuts. And these winds, this tree's been here for 100 years. And I'm talking to some old timers here that have never seen anything like this. Just look at this thing. And then let's walk up here. I mean, this was no small tree, and that was no small root ball. This tree, I'm looking at it. This thing's gotta be, I've got to think this thing's about 120 feet tall, and just laid it over. Man, this thing, I just can't get over what this probably sound like coming down. Wind's howling, and then this thing just finally drops. And here's the crazy part. There's hundreds, if not thousands of these trees. I'm a little nervous about what our property is gonna look like. Crazy. I can tell you that that root ball, I've had a D9 cat on my ranch trying to pull root balls not near that size, and it was lifting that whole caterpillar, trying to drag that thing to where we wanted it. It's nuts. Yeah, that is blowing my mind. How it could take that tree, and it's, I mean, testament to that tree, it didn't snap. And you're gonna see a lot of the smaller trees just snap midsection. But this one held tight till the roots just finally let go. It's crazy. I can't even imagine what the wind was like up here. Now this tree, the roots held, but the tree just couldn't handle it and it snapped right in the middle. It's just amazing to me, the power of nature, man. That is nuts. Guys, this is crazy. Root ball, man. They just got knocked over, and what had happened is we had a really wet fall, and so we had a lot of rain. So the ground was already saturated, and then you got this windstorm and just knocked them down. We've got another one over here on the left, and some more on the right here. It's not looking good. We're getting close to the ranch, and the wind damage is just picking up. I mean, praise the Lord that our cabins and everything were fine, but if you look up here on our right, we're coming up to some more trees. Root balls just got laid over. Some of them snapped, but that is crazy. I think that's probably a word you're gonna hear me say a lot. Oh my goodness. Got another one, some up here in the back. Looks like they've already started bucking some of those up. Got one here right by the road. Just crazy how some trees lay over and other ones were able to hold. Guys, this is the old schoolhouse. I mean, fortunately, the schoolhouse is okay, it looks like. But look at how the wind just took this tree. And this wasn't a dead tree, man. This was a healthy tree. You can see just by that main stump, and just ripped it apart. All right, we're getting closer, which means we get to see what our damage was. I already know we lost one great big tree, probably the largest tree on our property, but told there's considerable other tree damage. Luckily, no structure damage, so I'm told. Come around. All right, guys, so we're getting close to our place, and already I can see the big tree down, and it's a little disheartening, but you know, such is life. Oh man, wow. Okay, let's look out right here. I'm gonna show you. Take a look at these trees. So the great big ones in the back there, just snap these right at in the middle. It's got another one here as we come up. Snapped it right at the base. That's crazy. Look at that massive tree just down, and we'll go look at it a little closer, but that is crazy. Once again, I'm just super happy that my cabin and everything is okay, but oh man, another tree down over here. I mean, it could have been bad. Some of these trees could have come down and taken out our solar. So you gotta always look at the bright side. Oh man, look at all those trees out there. I'm gonna tell you guys, pulling up was a little disheartening. I mean, I knew there was wind damage, but starting to see stuff that's Definitely not where I left it. And looking out over this forest across the way, you could just see a lot of the trees were snapped and laid over. But it's crazy how fast this wind had to be. So the first thing that I noticed is these chairs are all laid over. And these are steel chairs. So that's crazy. It took, I mean, it threw this one probably 8-10 feet. And the next thing that I noticed, I've got these water troughs. I mean, it took one of them and threw it probably, I don't know, 30 feet. We'll have to get to those later. But the thing that I'm probably most bummed about is this great big tree. This was a great tree up here. I bet this tree was 100, 150 years old. And what I liked about it is it had kind of branched out, had branches that would come down to the ground and create a shelter. And that's where the deer and the elk would bed down. So that made that real special. So pretty discouraging to see this thing down. Wow, this thing. Kind of interesting. I've never been able to be at the top of this tree. Now I could just walk up to it, right? If this thing could tell stories. I mean, the Chief Joseph and his group used to come up here. Who knows if they spent nights under this tree. Man, look at that. Just the raw power of that wind. Man. This is nuts. And this tree had two sides to it that were equally as big. And you could tell this was a healthy tree and just snap. The width of that's nuts. Well, I guess you make lemon out of lemonades. This is gonna be, I think the professional term is a crap ton of wood. And then the downside to that lemonade is it's pine, which isn't really as desirable, but it burns. Yeah. Yeah, this is sad because this tree feels really healthy. It feels like it came down before its time. I feel like I use that word a lot right now, but it's the only way I can describe looking out and just seeing tree after tree after tree downed up here. I know, I'm getting old. Don't do that as gracefully. That and a bum knee. So. Oh, man. All right, let's go see this side. Man, this thing was a beast. Now this is where it gets dangerous. That tree, or that part of that same tree, that's easy, right? We just limb that up, start bucking it. I don't want to say it's going to be easy, but it's safe. You guys see how this one sits up high and it's sitting up here? This is dangerous because there is a lot of sprung weight sitting there. Man, this trunk, when you sit here and look, and it's just literally cracked all the way down to the roots at multiple angles. That is nuts if you were to sit here and count the rings. That's an old tree. And it's crazy, that tree's seen a lot. I'd love to hear the stories, but she's done 2025. I just can't even imagine how fast that wind had to be going and how consistent to make this tree just snap down low like that. Crazy thing is the cleanup, right? So you're like, okay, that stinks, but you look at all the work that it's gonna take. I don't know, it might take a pen and a piece of paper. Okay guys, this thing was just out in the open, got laid down. If you look over here to my right, straight across, and look, it looks like a tornado ripped through that mountainside. I want you to look at all the little white spikes. Those are all the trees over there that got snapped. It's crazy. I bet there's, I don't know, 30 in that little narrow strip that we're looking at, which tells you there was some kind of microburst that just came through and just hit, and those trees couldn't even have time to bend. It just snapped them. Some of these trees just laid over, but the microburst right up probably came right down and right up that mountain and just started snapping trees. Had to be a sight to see. Had to be crazy. They told me that it looked like a T-Rex just came through and just started knocking trees down. As Mr. Ready, you guys know that my motto is prepare for everything. Some people would say, well, you can't prepare for something like this, but I disagree. There's things that you can do to mitigate damage from wind and fire and earthquakes. The second thing you can prepare for is the aftermath. You know, to have the necessary tools and knowledge to cut up the downed trees. It's really important. Not only will it help you get your property back up and running, you can take advantage of that by turning the downed trees into fuel. I never claim to have it all figured out, and I try to learn something through each trial that I go through. And I'm sure on this trip there'll be something to humble me and teach me so that I can be better prepared for the next event. Up here is a tree. Now this is, I'm no expert, but I was told back in the day, some of the Indians would come on a path and they would bend a small tree down and then have it come back up. So it would go up, over and up, and that would point in the direction of something. Could point in water, it could point in something. And I like to think I have one of those over here, but I don't know. I see some dark green around. Let's go see if that tree's still alive. Well guys, unfortunately, it looks like she was damaged in that windstorm. If you look right down here, there's actually two pieces of that tree. Kind of like that other large tree we saw. It looked like it snapped off the top and then snapped the middle section. It's kind of crazy because this tree's been here for a long time, and it's a cool piece of history. There may be enough there that she survives, but it's still disappointing. Man, just tree after tree after tree. Wow, guys, total destruction. I don't even have the words for it. Just completely sheared these trees in half. I gotta just be glad that I wasn't here when this happened, but I'm telling you, this looks like a tornado ripped through here and just sheared. I mean, just looking at the aftermath, you get an idea of what took place here. If you stand about right here, you can tell that the wind came hurling through here and then whipped right here to the right and just ripped these trees apart. Snap, 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 snap. This is crazy, and I am glad that I was nowhere near this when it happened. Man, look at all these trees, and they're just, guys, I understand the camera's not gonna do it justice, but the raw power of what came through here. I will tell you guys, as a cattleman, one of the really nice things, I've only seen a few areas of the fence we gotta fix. Kind of crazy, look at the rocks, how that was just holding on to rocks. I think with high enough winds and wet enough soil, it just wasn't enough for it to stay standing. Oh, got some deer taking off here. Little does. I gotta tell you guys, it's bad and it sucks, but it's not near as bad as it could have been. I'm always a glass is half full kind of guy, and when I look out at all the trees that are still standing, it just makes me happy. But you know, we got a lot of work ahead of us, and you know, it's just one of those things. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, and that's how we'll handle this.